I've had some questions about the Cluthar pattern and how to knit some of the stitches. So I thought I'd make a short video to show some of what seems to be complicated that truly isn't. It just sounds complicated when you read the instructions. So what I've done so far is knit the brim and rows 1 and 2, which are just 2 rows of straight knit stitches. Now we're going to start doing the actual pattern. And what you're going to do is knit the first stitch, and then you're going to draw up your loop. And to draw up your loop, you take your right hand needle and you go between the 3rd and the 4th stitches here and down 2 rows. So you're going to go, here's 1, here's 2, right here. And you're going to put your right hand needle into that space. You're going to wrap your yarn around the back and you're going to pull the loop through. And you're going to leave that loop on your right hand needle right next to your first stitch. And then you're going to knit the next 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now what you're going to have is, this is your first 6 stitch repeat, that is now going to be 7 stitches because you have your 6 original stitches and your loop going to be on this, on your right hand needle as well. And you're going to do the same thing for the next 6 stitches. You're going to knit 1, then you're going to go between the 3rd and 4th stitch, and you're going to go 2 down. There's the first one down, here's the second one down, and you're going to put your needle through, wrap your loop around, pull it up, leave it on your needle, and knit the next 5 stitches. I'm going to show you that one more time. Here again is you have your 6 stitches that are now 7 because you have your extra loop. So you're going to knit 1, and by now it should seem simple. You're going to go 1, 2, 3, and between 3 and 4, and you're going to find your first space and your second space. You're going to put your needle right through, wrap around, come up, and knit your next 5. And continue going that way for the entire row. Once you're done with row 3, did that for all of your sections, your next row is even easier. You're going to knit 1, then you're going to knit the loop that you pulled up and the next stitch together. It's going to be your second stitch, and then you're going to do 3, 4, 5, and 6. And you're back now to 6 stitches in this repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you're going to continue. You knit your first stitch, you knit your second stitch together with your loop, and continue knitting your way all the way around for row 4. Once you've finished row 4, and then knit row 5 and 6, which are all knit all, you're going to be ready for row 7. And for row 7, you begin by knitting 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're going to put your needle between the 3rd and 4th stitch and into the space. And what makes this easier is the space is going to be the top of the previous loop. So you see the previous loop was here. You're going to take this, you're going to take your right hand needle, you're going to go right in where that loop ends, loop around, bring it up, and then you knit 2 more stitches, and you're back to having 7 stitches, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 in your 6 row repeat. And you're going to do the next section the same. You're gonna knit 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's again time to go between the 3rd and 4th stitch, and you're gonna see where your loop was already, and you're gonna go right in the space, loop it up and around, and then knit 2. And continue doing that all the way around. When you're on the last repeat of this row, you're going to knit your 4, and don't get concerned that you're going past your row marker, your end of the row marker. You're going to take your right hand needle and you're going to go past that again into the same space where the previous loop was, and bring it up, and then knit your last 2. So your loop is still going to be on your right hand needle on this side of the row marker. And then when you start row 8, you're just going to do the same thing you did before. You're going to knit your 4, and then you're going to knit your loop just right here with the next stitch, knit them together. So you're reducing the 7 stitches back to 6, and continue doing that all the way around. That's it. That's your pattern. The whole 8 rows for the first repeat. Once you start again, you're going to knit your next 2 rows, and you'll be again going into the back of these loops. So these loops are going to line up and go all the way across the hat, and you'll be able to just keep continuing to go into the same space as this loop was in for the next row, for row 3. And then when you do row 7, it'll be into the back of the next one, and you just continue that way. It really is simple.